Hi, I'm Blair. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a reading vlog, which I haven't done on this channel before. This is quite a new channel. Oh, my hair keeps flicking inside my mouth. Anyway, I'm doing a reading vlog today, and it's a series idea that I've had, which is reading all the books I meant to read but never got round to reading. So they're kind of books everyone seems to have read, and I've just never read them. And I don't know why. I guess it's just, I always go, oh, I'll come round to that, I'll come round to that. So today we're going to be reading two books on that list and hopefully make a series of it. Let's see how it goes. So the first book that I have to read today, well, not today, like, you know, but the first book I'm reading from this vlog is Animal Farm by George Orwell. Can you believe I haven't read this? I can't either. So this book is really famous, really famous. It's a tiny book, like really small, 95 pages. I think lots of people read this in school. I didn't. At least I don't remember it. My memory loss problems are so bad, I probably did. Anyway, so this one, as far as I know, are about animals that take control of the farm. They declare humans as enemies, and it goes from there. And I'm really excited to read this, but I definitely feel like it's going to be really relevant even now. So we'll see. So there's that one. And this is such a nice cover. I got this for $2.99 in TK Maxx. Deal. And then the second one we've got is Play It As It Lays by Joan Didion. This is more, I've always wanted to read something by Joan Didion, but again, have never got round to it. And I think this one is one of the most famous ones she's written. So I'm really excited to read this. What can I say about it? I don't actually know much about it at all. So let's see. Benny called for a round of Cuba Libras, and I gave him some chips to play for me and went to the ladies' room and never came back. Somewhere out beyond Hollywood, hollowed out actress Mariah Wyeth's life plays out in a numbing routine of perpetual freeway driving. In her early 30s, divorced from her husband, dislocated from friends, anaesthetised to pain and pleasure, Wyeth is a woman who has run out of both desires and motives, the epitome of a generation made ill by too much freedom. This sounds really good. I'm really excited. It sounds quite lit-fic. But yeah, this one should be a good one. I'm going to read this one after Animal Farm, because I feel like Animal Farm is going to be heavy, but then this could be too. Wish me luck. Let's see how it goes. I have loads of other books for this series, but I'm going to keep it easy on myself because my ADHD struggles like a lot with organisation, actually doing the tasks I set myself. So I want to keep it quite easy to begin with so I can really get into the flow of things. So 2 books for this reading vlog is enough for me. And let's see how it goes. So far so good. I feel like the animals are essentially humans. Well, more so the pigs are essentially humans because they seem to be the ones that are taking all the control. But we'll see when I get back, because now I've got to go. I've got stuff to do, but then I'll read more. Just eaten all the snacks. Now it's time to read again. This book just fuels my hate for the government even further. I'm sure it's what it was meant to do. The gaslighting is ridiculous. We as a society get gaslit like that every day. Nor my dressing gown, but oh my god, the manipulation. The manipulation. The whole boxer thing has made me honestly so sad. I hate this. Okay, let's talk about it. This book is so relevant over 50 years on. This made me despair. This made me depressed. This made me angry. This hit all the notes. George Orwell was like, 95 pages, let me ruin their life. This story just, oh, it makes you hate our society even more. It's so savage. I don't want to give anything away in case you haven't seen it. Seen it? In case you haven't read it. Sorry, my mind after reading this book is just, it's not coping very well. So this story really represents humanity, but in the most like negative way, but the most realistic way. This one will stick with you forever, I think, once you read it. I gave it 4.5 stars. I highly recommend it. I can't believe I've waited this long to read it. The horse, don't get me started. Like, read this if you haven't. It's the smallest book. And it's so worth it. Even though you feel depressed and hopeless. This will stay with me for a long time, and I'm very, 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 very happy I read it. Please give it a go. It's 20 to 5. And I've just got to read. Coffee friend. In my head, I keep reading her name as Maria, but it's definitely Mariah. It specifies at the beginning. So I'm 60 pages in, and so far so good. There's a lot of symbolism for snakes in here, which I'm really enjoying. That's really interesting. It's quite a tragic story so far, and I'm only this far through, but nothing fun or nice has happened for this lady. But I love a tragic story, so I'm enjoying it, and I hope to keep enjoying it. It's again one of those books that I'm really happy I went in like knowing nothing really apart from like what was on the back, because the beginning was really vague, and I think it's meant to be like that. So I'm really glad I went in not knowing anything, and I think if you haven't read this book, you should do the same. I'm not going to give any spoilers, so don't worry. I'm just going to tell you whether it's good or bad. So far, so good. Let's keep going. I've made myself a matcha latte. Matcha is one of those things, isn't it, where people either love it or they hate it. I think it is one of those things. But I love it. Dog hair. Anyway, I'm going to get back to reading my book. Are newspapers antiseptic? Does it have something to do with the chemicals in the ink? I can't believe I'm going to have to Google this. Trigger warnings for horrible abortion scene. So keep that in mind. The men in this book suck. I'm at page 124 and the F slur has been used 6 times already. Now this is based in the 1960s and it was written in 1998, I think. But it's still really jarring. Okay, so I finished Play It As It Lays by Joan Didion and it's a 4-star read for me. It was really good. A couple of things I didn't like was the frequent use of the F slur. That was quite jarring. But I know that, like I said before, I think it's based in the 1960s, but still that was horrible. Quite heavy on abortion, which is really important to the story. But again, just keep that in mind before you go into it. This is a depressing read. And all the men in Maria's life are just dreadful. She really doesn't really have control of her existence, of her life, which I'm sure is what leads to her making such rash decisions in other areas of her life. I'm not explaining it very well because I don't want to really give anything away, but oh, that was infuriating. So it was a really heavy read and there was no joy in this, but there was no joy, don't get it twisted, no joy. But I do recommend it. I just say make sure you're in the right headspace. But it was a really good read. I'm really pleased with how this reading vlog has gone as far as my book choices. I mean, it's funny because I was like, oh, I read this one first because, you know, I thought it'd be really heavy. This one was also really heavy. I'm a bit worried about like showing the cover of the Play It As It Lays. I know I've done it the whole time, but it's got nudity on it and I don't know whether to blur it, but that really annoys me, especially with the contents in this book. It would feel really backwards to blur it like that. I don't know how to explain that. But I had a fun time. Thank you for watching my reading vlog. I recommend both those books. So Animal Farm was a 4.5 and Play It As It Lays was a 4. So again, thanks for watching. If you fancy it, leave me a like, maybe even subscribe. Comments would be great. I'd love to talk to some people. And my next video is going to be my TBR for the upcoming month, which will be a fun one. So see you later.